I'd really like to be able to share with everybody my most significant personal development, self-improvement, self-love tool I've ever experienced. The only thing that's ever really, really, really solidly worked for me. I really like data, and this has been a way for me to pay attention daily to data and then look back on trends and learn to love myself over time. And I have a tendency to panic and feel like I've been doing this forever, why don't I see any results? And then I can look back at this tool and see that it's only been a couple of days. And of course I wouldn't see results, or look back and see, wow, I feel like this has really been helping. Oh my gosh, I've only been doing it for a couple of weeks and this is huge. So let me show you what it is. It is just simply a wall calendar. So I love this one. I love the way that the actual days work. The print and the font and the way that it's laid out. So the artwork itself is beautiful. This is the 2015. She's got another one coming out. I've already ordered it. I'm excited for next year, and a whole new calendar of data. So here's what I do. When I first decided to really slow down and incubate, I was really, really, really unhealthy. And every time I tried to push and move and go so hard, I burnt out and I got sicker and I got worse, and my depressions got lower and lower. My highs were still high, but my depressions were lower and lower, and my ability to actually physically participate was crumbling. So I left California, I left my exciting lifestyle, I left all my jobs, I left everything, took savings, and I came to stay with my parents. And I built a little cocoon for myself, just a beautiful little room. And every day I just focused on my goals. And I could do anything else throughout the day, but every day I wanted to do just a few things. And the first and foremost one was spend time loving, paying attention to my body, not pushing it, not making it do the things, not forcing it to try to be a different kind of body, but just pay attention to where it was at, feel out where I was, listen to where I was, because I've tried pushing and I've tried P90X and I've tried all the hard things, and it wasn't helping me. It helped me temporarily. I felt great for a couple of weeks, but I just started falling off the bandwagon and trying to hold on tight while I was dragged behind it, and then let go and try to get up and catch up with it. And it wasn't for me. I couldn't sustain that kind of energy. I think now if I tried again, I would be able to get to that point a lot sooner, and I would be able to do those kind of things, but I'm still not there. I've just recently been very depressed, most depressed I've ever been in my life as of about like a month or two ago. I was genuinely considering committing myself because my depressions were so low and I was really concerned. And I found the right supplements and had the right test results, and my brain started to come back online. Whole different video, but now I'm back and I feel full of life and I want to get out there. I want to do P90X. I want to do insanity. I want to try size. I've got 21 Day Fix coming, and I'm glad it hasn't come because I'm just walking up and down hills right now, and like, actually, that's my workout. I go in this mountain and walk up and down hills, and it's powerful for me, and it's still enough. I can stop halfway and come back, and I still can tell myself that I got a good workout. And I'm not pushing because my body can't handle pushing. And I'm okay with that because I'm healthier than I've ever been, and that's huge. I'm not as healthy as the people who inspire me, but I'm as healthy as I've ever been, and that is incredibly significant. And looking back at the data that I have compiled on the calendar is incredibly crucial for me to keep this in mind. When I first started in that cocoon, I pulled out a calendar and I decided that I would mark 5 different colors. And I can't remember exactly, but I had a color for physical fitness. I just had to spend some time. It started at like 15 minutes and then 30 minutes and then 45 minutes and then an hour. I had to spend some amount of time physically in my body, just being in tune, paying attention in front of a mirror, just seeing where I was and seeing little incremental changes, feeling things out, doing different exercises, and just bumping up a little bit at a time, and not allowing myself to have a good day where I just powered through 3 times as much as I could ever have done before. Keep it, maintain it slow. And then I wanted to learn Spanish, so every day I wanted to do a couple lessons on Duolingo, and I was enjoying the brain games in Lumosity, and I felt that that was really significant to kind of rehabbing my brain. So I wanted to do Duolingo every day, Lumosity every day. I was reading and studying birth, and so I wanted to do a bit of that every day, and then I was really trying to eat very clean, so my diet. So physical fitness, Duolingo, Lumosity, my birthing studies, and my diet. And I have 5 colors that were my favorite 5 colors, and they have followed me across the country and back. Each one represents a different thing, a different goal that's going on in my life. That changes over time. My life will change, and suddenly blue feels like a good color for this thing. So everything kind of trickles down and changes. I'm not doing Duolingo or Lumosity anymore, but I still have 5 colors. In January, I had a little bit of trickle from previous things. I had notes that I had taken on my days, kind of a diary effect that I kind of translate and compile into data to give myself some sort of back data. So I like to look and see trends. So as of January, you can see it's just whatever was for pink, whatever was for purple. I think purple has pretty much always been my relationship with Aiden. We had good connected days, and we really started fighting. As everything with my health fell apart, my relationship fell apart, it's all tied together, and I couldn't for the life of me get back on top of it. And for the past year, I've just been falling down a hill, a never-ending hill. And I'm finally climbing back up. So January was pretty barren. It really, really was. I didn't have a lot of data for that. February was bad too. It was not a whole lot of stuff that I wasn't paying attention. It was all falling apart because I thought I was doing well, and I wasn't paying attention. So March, I started recording. I started really paying attention and recording, and you can see the 5 colors start to show up. So for me, I love colors, and I love these colors, and I want to see blue every day, and I want to see all of the colors. But if, I have a hierarchy. If there's never any pink in there, it's like not as bad as if there's never any blue. So for me, blue at this point was physical fitness. Again, purple is whether or not Aiden and I are like having a really good connected day, or we fight. If there's nothing, like it's possible that we just like fought, we couldn't see eye to eye. We woke up not feeling great. We went to bed not feeling great, and we really missed each other throughout the day, but we didn't use that to connect. We couldn't connect. So we held on tight to each other through all of this. April, you can see that it starts to pick up. You can see like I'm writing this stuff down every day. You can go into every day and just say, hey, Carissa started to get here and thought, I've got a couple of really good days going. And then some of these colors just drop out. They're just not there. And then look at this, like nothing. I got nothing that day. Like I didn't eat healthy. I didn't do anything physical. I wasn't connected with Aiden. Nothing worked. And that's okay. I didn't get to mark anything down that day, but I know that I'm doing my best. I can look back and say I've had some good trends lately. I'm gonna get back into good trends. This may be a bump, but it's just a bump. So you can see the colors pick up. Certain colors are picking up and they're staying online. The relationship is not. It's not staying steady, but here at the end of the month, it starts to pick up. I get to start marking purple every day. We get some points for that. And then it just, by the end of the month, it just falls apart. So similarly, June, getting more variety of colors. Things are starting to come back online a little bit. And they're coming back online at the same time things are going offline. July just fell apart. I was sick. I had to call in sick for my job, which I was never doing, which was partially why I was falling apart. I started to decide that if it really, taking care of my health was going to make me lose the job, then that was just going to have to be how my priorities were. It did make me lose the job. I did lose the job, but I was kind of okay with it at that point because my health couldn't sustain me at the fast pace that I was at. So then we moved. So through this, we fought these big marks across of fights and just viciousness. My life was really, really a mess. August, we started stabilizing. We got here, we were living with my parents. Things started stabilizing. Aiden was going back to North Carolina. I was having some time alone, and I'd go see him. Back and forth and back and forth. This is when I started to have these somehow like mental breaks. I would just go completely into my head, and it felt like being trapped in a car crash of emotion, just completely pummeling me, hearing myself scream out loud, trapped in chaos. My brain was just self-destructing. So that started in August. And September was just full of things coming online and just breaking. And it was so hard every time I had to put one of these on the calendar, and so hard to feel this stuff fall apart. And around here, I changed blue to me. Just if I felt like me that day, if I felt any connection to me and who I was, then I got to put blue on the calendar. That blue color for me came and went, and it was really hard for me. That connection to myself. You can see at the beginning of October, just more breaks, just more, there's no connection. I couldn't feel anything. Everything was awful. And this is just October. This is just October of this year. I'm currently sitting here at November, mid-end of November, November 23rd. And as of, mid-October, just 1 month ago, I was still having this stuff happen. I got on a supplement right around here. Let's see. Yeah, right here I started taking, this is the first one. I started taking memantine, which is a supplement that I could do a whole nother video on supplements, but that brought my brain, started to suppress these things, feel only like a tiny bit coming online, but in different ways. And then it just went away. So that was really, really, really huge. I wasn't on a full dose of it until here, and you can see once I was on the full dose, it was really, really helping. And here is when I started my dreads just a few weeks ago. So I get to watch the progress on a calendar. I get to see how long it's been. And this is this month. And it's so much fuller, and there's so much more going on, and it's so beautiful to me. It looks like art, and it's so healing. And I can tell people what I've been through, but I can show people, and I can show people what my months looked like and how tragic it was. And you can look at every single day and see me reporting at the end of the day, I failed. I failed at all of the things, and it feels really hopeless, but look at all the colors that are showing up. Look at all the things that are coming online, and even if today, right now, it doesn't feel online, I can see the beauty that's coming back, and the beauty that's me, and the beauty that I'm starting to feel again. So this is just this month, and here is when I started this coaching career. I decided I wanted to help other people to feel better. I took Sammy the day before, and that was the first time I took Sammy, and I just came online and I saw this woman and I wanted to know what she was doing, and she's so amazingly fit and fantastic and inspiring, and I'm not anywhere near that, but at least I can help people who are more like me while she can go out there and kick their butts in challenge groups and make them buy all the things and do all the P90X and all that stuff, and she's perfect for them, and she was perfect for me getting into helping other people, but I think I'm more perfect for people who need to learn to heal and need to learn to love themselves. Not for the ones who are looking for that next, big trial that may or may not just send them tumbling down a hill. And a lot of people can do that and feel great, and that's just not who I am. And a lot of people that I work with, that's not who they are. So this is when my goddaughter was born, and this is when I got married. And this is when I went to my chiropractor, and she stretched out my back for the first time with this traction machine, and I felt pain and agony and fatigue release from my back that I had no idea I've been trapped in for years. I don't remember the last time that I didn't feel that. So I marked it on my calendar because damn, that was huge. Anyway, so I made my first YouTube video for you guys on this day, and then it's just been a couple of days, and here's today. And I'm so excited to see this calendar fill up with color. And I'm so excited. Now I changed the thickness on each one. If it's a really thick blue line, I just felt like myself, and I felt like I was rocking out the world that day. If it's green, I did a great workout if it's big and thick. If I just went for a half walk, or I just did something physical, like helping my grandparents move, I get a line. But if I did what I would consider that was 100% awesome for today, then I get a big thick line. Same thing with eating healthy for the yellow. I've got the pink in, and then the purple is still Aiden and I, our connection and how much we're connecting. You remember me just telling you my lamenting about how sad that was, that we weren't connecting, and how hard that was, and how hard we held on to each other? Look at this with our brains working again, with our health coming back online. We held on to each other so hard, and we didn't want to let go, and it was painful, and it was torturous, and this is what I was waiting for, and this is what I was marking stuff down every day. I wanted to see this, and I knew I would see this, and this has been the most life-altering tool for me. I absolutely would recommend it to anyone who wants to just feel better about life and see positive changes. I'll give you one quick tip on how I do this. I just literally tied a hairband around them and have them just hooked on to the hair tie. And then I have a rubber band in the hair tie, and I put the hair tie, the rubber band, put the rubber band through the hole. And then once it loops through, if it ever does, just this video is going to be so long. Okay, there. When it loops through, then I hang this. I hang this on anything, and it just hangs on my wall. Right now, I'm in a very tiny room, and when the door is closed, it's on the door jamb. Just the door hinge, on the top door hinge, it's just hanging from the hinge of the door. And it hangs there, and every time the door is closed, I see all these beautiful bright colors looking at me, asking me how my day has been, how my week has been. I take notes on my phone every day about what I do. I always want to know if something bad happened or something happened, like what was I doing during that time? Was I napping? Was I, you know, could I have been there? You know, anything like that. I just like knowing that when people ask me questions, etc., I can look back and go like, oh, I know I didn't answer your calls because I was doing this during that time. So I take notes on what I do every day, and I make, you know, I put things in capitalization if it's like a workout or a walk, things like that, so I can quickly look back. If I haven't updated this in a week, I can quickly look back, and at every day I've got the green marker out, and I look at, you know, on this day, do I have the word walk? Oh, there it is. How big of a walk? That kind of thing, or workout. You know, unpacking boxes. I put those notes in there so that I can quickly come in here, have the green one in hand, mark every day, have the yellow one in hand, mark every day, I write down what I eat, those kinds of things. And then I have some other apps, things that I'll put in a different video to show you my cheats for those things, and I use those things to refer back to some of these, to put all of this data in here. But I really beg and implore you guys, get a calendar and do this, and just even if you just draw a grid on the wall with the number of the days, just make it beautiful and bright and vibrant and colorful, and know what you're looking for and know what you want, and watch your days just fill up with a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And when you look back and you feel like this week has been awful, this month has been awful, compare it to last month. Because right now, if you haven't gotten started, you're going to be meeting your goals and feeling like you're doing a good job, and then you're going to have a bad day. When you have a bad day, look back at this and realize that only a week ago it was all bad days. That was all you ever had. You just did all of the bad things all the time. You just failed at all of those goals. So get some perspective. Get some perspective and appreciate your efforts and appreciate how far you're coming, because you are. If you take a step today, if you take a step tomorrow, if you take 10 steps the next day and then only one step the next day and then one step backwards, look back at all of those days and how many steps you have actually taken forward, because that's what you're doing, and that's why you're here, and that's why you love life a little bit more than you loved it then. Even in a low point where it just feels like it's all going to fall apart and be shitty, just look back and know that you're going to have more and more days and weeks with a couple steps, a few steps, a lot of steps, a couple days with a lot of steps. Maybe everything is healed and fixed. It's not. There's a few more days of nothing. So have some grace, have some love, and have some fun tools full of color and life and beauty in your life that make you really happy, because you deserve it. And life is awesome.